It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
Autumn has arrived in the Mid-Atlantic region of the U.S., and it is a glorious afternoon at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. At CD, it was a bit of a hectic offseason for the Ravens. The questions at quarterback, they went all the way till draft night. But in the end, Lamar Jackson is back, and these folks in Maryland, they couldn't be happier.
No, they couldn't, and listen, they'll take a hectic offseason if it ends this way. Lamar Jackson back, taking every snap for their Baltimore Ravens. Brand new offensive coordinator. Don't be surprised if the ball's in the air a little bit more than what we've seen in the past.
Well, meanwhile, for the visiting Lions, they're going to be a pretty trendy sleeper pick. I feel obligated contractually to mention that they've only won one playoff game since 1957, and that number gets more and more impossible every year. But finally, Charles Davis, can they break the string in 2023?
Break it, snap it, cut it, whatever you want to use. This Lions team, I fully expect to be in the playoffs in 2023. I like the way that they're being built.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now in his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
All the talk of Jackson leaving the Ravens this offseason was just that. Talk, as the two sides hammered out a deal that made him the highest paid player in the NFL. And why would they want to separate? When he has the ball in his hands, great things typically happen.
The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Jackson, option right. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And take it right on the 30. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7, though, on the return. And the Lions will take over. Well, the Lions offense getting ready to go to work here. And under center, a man whose career has been rejuvenated a bit as of late. In season number 8 now out of Cal, it's Jared Goff.
Rumors of Goff's demise? Greatly exaggerated, it seems. Boy, what a big year he had last year. 29 touchdowns and led the Lions to their first winning season since 2017. Under his leadership, the Lions expect to make the playoffs for the first time in a few seasons.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. in need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Goff now looks to throw. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 50, it's Goff. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Goff. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
A final shot before break here. Goff. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Not too much to show you in terms of scoring plays. In fact, there's nothing to show you. A scoreless tie here at the half. Both of these defenses have been outstanding thus far.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again. So you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Now the former Bear, this is David Montgomery. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. Second and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And the ball on the 30, here's 2nd and 4. Now Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So these two teams will take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium as we're through 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Goff. Slant pass. He's got Reynolds. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 37.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Here's first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet. Running left, Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Every eye in the stadium locked in on Riley Patterson. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This will be from 53 for the win. And he missed it. It's no good. And still nothing on the scoreboard. It remains a scoreless tie. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end. Going to overtime because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Ravens who won the toss. They'll get the football first here in overtime as the kick is away. And he returns this to the 22. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson, options out left. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, a run for Hill. Oh, and the tackle comes quickly. That's only going to get him a couple.
The tackle by Jack Campbell. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. 2nd down and 8. First throw in overtime now for Jackson, connecting with Andrews.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Jackson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Back to the ground, it's Hill. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brings up 2nd and 8. Let's go.
So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing, Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Here's Jackson. And the ball is knocked out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. 20. And he brings it back to the house. It's Defensive score wins it. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side.